oh, I didn't see you there. I was just so busy thinking critically about all the different things that I've learned this past semester. I just remember starting college and applying for that education major and just thinking that it was supposed to be all about lesson planning. That was kind of the main thing. Yes, loving the kids well, but I thought that majority of the job would be taken up with lesson planning. But I've just come to find that there's so many different things that make the teacher. And lesson planning, while it's a big part and educating is a big part, you can't educate without meeting these other standards, without meeting these other needs of the students. During my time in Clemson University classes, we really did focus on that lesson plan and how important that is and how valuable it is. And I'm definitely going to take a lot from that. But as soon as I stepped into the classroom, it was just like a whole other ballgame of like, this is the reality of that you cannot plan everything, single thing out on paper. While it helps and it's a great guide, and yes, having a plan I think is amazing and every teacher should have one. But just like you have to have the flexibility, you have to adapt to who your students are. So during my time in Miss Coral's third grade class, she was a great example and just kind of really showed me how the lesson plans are written. She showed me, but also showed me how they were used. They were a general outline, but she also was very quick, especially in the beginning of the semester, very quick to, if we need to slow down, we're going to slow down. If we need to address something beforehand, that's what we're going to do. So, for example, in our class, for some reason, our third grade students were struggling with subtraction, just so much. So we just had to spend a few more days on it. When we moved on to another lesson, we incorporated it more in their practice independent work. And so she was able to adjust that plan, shift that plan to exactly what the students need. So not only did we meet their academic needs, we also had to meet the students' just basic needs. So for example, a lot of our kids don't come from families that are very well off. I've heard a lot of stories where they don't sleep in their own beds because there's cockroaches, or their house was flooded, or they don't have heat, or they don't eat breakfast in the morning. And I found that without that, a lot of students, I found even when I taught my lessons, students falling asleep didn't feel good. So of course they're not going to focus and learn. One thing I love about our school is that they do give the students breakfast. The sleep thing, that's something I'm still trying to learn and figure out exactly what to do with that. I can have the students stand up, but it's still going to be hard for them to retain that information when they're just exhausted. But just through this field experience, I've just learned so much that it is not just about lesson planning, and that is not, or even just teaching. You have to do so much more than that. It's not just about teaching them content, but it's about meeting those needs, and that includes like love and food and shelter, safety and security, meeting those needs. And then once those are met, the students really can be educated, really can be taught content, just through different creative strategies that I will bring to my classroom. Through my field experience and watching Miss Coral's, I was able to think a little bit more about what the students really need and how I as a teacher can help them through her class, but also through Miss Gardner's class, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. But in Miss Coral's class specifically, she would, when the students walked in, she would see how their day was going, hugging them, welcoming them into the classroom. Super important to make it a safe environment for them and a loving and caring environment for them. The next thing that she would do, she'd have stuff up on the board, but as the students were doing their work and getting things done, what Miss Coral's would do is go around each student, ask if they had eaten breakfast. Really big thing. If they hadn't, she'd send them to the cafeteria. In a 5th grade classroom that I observed, the teacher, Miss Gardner, actually got food for her students and left it in a cabinet, and so they could come in and choose some sort of breakfast they could have. So basically my teachers kind of just showed me that like we want the students to start off their day well, so that we can better educate them and we can better teach them. I also faced some challenges while in my classroom on allowing my students to feel safety in the classroom a little bit. So in Miss Coral's class, people were pretty unkind, and I think that's some things that they brought from home. The words that they said to each other and how they interact lots of fighting, lots of bickering. They'd be friends one second and enemies the next. And it was kind of shocking to me. Did not expect that at all. From sweet third graders, I know things are hard, and I think things are rolling over from home and making their days a little bit more tricky and a little bit more difficult. But I'm just finding more and more that, like, some of my students did not feel safe. Literally, the day before I left school, one of our students was crying in the office with his parents and just weeping, saying, I don't want to go to class, I don't want to go to class, I'm scared. And just, I didn't realize how big bullying was. I'd seen little side comments, but it really is affecting and hurting people. So what we were able to do is assure the student that he can feel safe in the school, and that all of the teachers are there to protect him, and that he is not alone in this, and that we are never going to let anything like that happen to him, and that he needs to come to us immediately. He needs to point out the students that are doing this to him, and we kind of were able to assure him of that. But that was a really hard realization for me, just to see the sadness in someone being so scared to come to school, which is supposed to be such a safe place. So again, I'm just learning more and more lesson plans are not it. That is not the only thing that we as teachers need to do. Through this field experience, I've just learned so much about all that teaching entails. It's not just about the lesson plan, and that was very obvious in these past few months that I got to spend at Blue Ridge Elementary. And I'm so thankful for that time, and that my eyes were opened to all aspects of teaching and the importance of meeting those needs and seeing how other teachers were able to meet those needs. So I'm just so thankful for that time.